Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Chalk Talk, made possible by the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan. My name is Kara Liles, and joining us this week is Salem girls varsity basketball head coach Rod Wells. Coach, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, congratulations on your recent conference title. You won the KLAA beating Wayne in what some people would say was an upset. I mean, how'd you do it?
I think it was an upset, but my girls believe we can win. I believe we can win, but how do we do it? I mean, it's just a lot of hard work. I think that was just a combination of things that we did, starting from the summer all the way to the fall, trying to get to that. Wasn't a magic pill for just that night, but I thought we played well, and I think we played in some hard places, Howell, Heartland, Brighton, and against good competition, and I think we were just ready to play. And Wayne's a very good team, and it was a great game to watch. If anybody watched it, it was a great game.
So, what was that night like? Going into the game, what were the vibes like?
My girls were really relaxed because I mean we really felt that we had nothing to lose. No one really expected us to be there. We were playing with house money, sort of, so to say, and so I thought we had a real good attitude coming into the game. We had competed in some good places. We had won some away games against some very good teams. So we knew that we had the potential to win the game. We knew we had the potential to do things, but we wasn't, uh, going around town bragging or saying that we were going to beat them or anything. We just were real loose and said we're going to play hard and we're going to see where the chips fall.
How
So,
fun
you
was
know,
it? How fun was it to watch your girls sort of celebrate that success that night?
Man, you know what? It was real fun. It was like it was a crazy feeling because the game was so up and down with so many highs and lows that I mean I was just kind of like sucking it in. But my girls, man, I really felt for them because um, they didn't have a lot of success prior to me coming,
Right.
and teams didn't even really use scouting reports on us. They didn't really care about them, and they was disrespected in a lot of different ways. And for them to come out of that and to end up winning the league and winning the conference title, is something we never expected. But I was just happy for the girls because they deserved it and they actually put in the work. I mean, people can say, "Well, Coach Wells did a great job." Number one, I got a great coaching staff, so it's not just me, but the girls put in the work. I mean, I can't do this unless I have a bunch of girls that want to work. And I kind of told them that when I first took the program. I'm at an age now. If you don't really want to work, I don't. I want to coach with the young ladies that want to get better,
Yep.
and they really took on that burden. They would say, "Okay, coach, we got you," and they believed in our system, what we was doing, and so I think they deserve it. If when you put in, it's a good story because if you put in the work, good things can happen. And I have work ethic, and they have work ethic, and it just worked out well, just like a fairy tale story. I wouldn't have believed we was going to do all of this in 2 years, though. I'll be honest.
Well, you did. And you mentioned your girls and all of the hard work that they put in, but you are sort of known for being able to turn a program around. I mean, I'm sure all the coaches across Michigan would like to know what goes into that, taking a program and really turning around and making it your own.
Uh, I think that's part of it. You got to make it your own. We had to forget about the past. I didn't even want to talk about what had happened before, but I've always been a defensive coach first, and it's kind of funny because this team is kind of a little bit different. But I sold them on defense. I mean, we went in with playing defense, but I knew they had not had confidence scoring the ball, so I had to change a little bit of Coach Wells' philosophy and build their confidence in a different way, which was offensively letting them shoot the ball. And I shoot more threes now than I ever shot in my whole career, and I had to kind of change with the times. But you know what? I think treating the girls like they're humans and not just basketball players, getting to know them, getting to understand their families, their dynamics, and just making goals. Girls like goals. They like something they can see. So everything at practice is goals and competition. Our shooting drills are competitions. Our rebounding drills are competitions. And just letting them know that I'm not going to give you anything. You need to earn it. I didn't really care about who started before I got there. I didn't. I just wanted to who was going to produce in front of me.
Yep.
And some girls have really taken that they taken it to heart. I mean, they want to produce every day. They compete, and the good thing is they compete, but they still like love each other.
Yep.
They still understanding only five of us can start, but I'm going to compete with you for that starting spot. And so, I think it's just the camaraderie with the team and having fun with them and just understanding the competing end of things. If you compete and work hard, and even on the off season, we got a hill that we ran. And the first time we went to the hill, their eyes were so big. They were like, "We're gonna do this." I'm like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this." And we're gonna do it more than once. So, and them going up and down the hill, then after that, they kind of took it as a pride. To me, they were like looking at me, "Coach, give me some more.
Yep.
We're gonna go up and down this hill, and we can handle this. And what's the next thing?" And so, I guess, I mean, people use the word culture, I mean, I really believe in building a culture. We always talked about a foundation and saying we're going to do things right. We're going to do ball handling. We're going to do defense. We're going to start right from the beginning. I don't need to run 100 plays if you can't catch the ball. You can't play defense. And
Yeah.
so we started from the bottom, and they believed in it. And I told them we can't go to the next step until you get this right. Because
Well,
some
you
days
mentioned
they'd be like looking at me, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this over again? I say, because you haven't got it right. So,
it's valid, right? You got to do it till you get it
yeah,
right.
yeah. So
Well,
I'm real big on repetition.
absolutely. And you mentioned culture, and you've obviously created a winning culture there at Salem, but that's something that they might not have had before you got there. I mean, how important is it that everyone buys in that we can go into any game and compete with anybody? How important is that?
Um, You know what? They didn't believe that at first. We were that summer league when I first got them. We were scared of uniforms. When we would see different teams with different uniforms, their expressions would change. And when we started competing against some of them teams, like we played a couple of teams the second time around, and we had gotten better, they started to understand that we can compete against some of these teams. But they were just scared of the jerseys. And I mean, the teams from Livingston County, whenever they saw Heartland and how they really just had a hard time adjusting to it. And I just told them, you just got to compete and do your part, and things will start happening. And when they slowly started seeing that they could compete, then that was the first step with us understanding that we got a decent team and we got a future, at Salem, because they just didn't believe at first, and that's nothing that's just X's and O's that you just draw. It's just confidence and believing in yourselves. And once we got over that hurdle, and they understood that I was going to ride with the girls that rode with me. I didn't need 20 girls.
Yep.
We called it eight Salem girls truly immersed in the true Salem spirit is a far greater asset than 88 with lukewarm enthusiasm.
Yep.
So I told them I just want the eight that's going to compete and give me those, and I don't want people that that don't want to compete or be part of the program. And they really bought into it because they understood that meant anybody.
Right.
I didn't
Yeah.
care, about the previous, regime or, previous players. I just wanted to see who was going to produce for me. So it gave every kid an equal chance, and they believed in that.
How have you seen the confidence level of your girls sort of rise as you keep having the success throughout the season?
Oh man, they walk with their heads up now. I even watched them we were scouting last night, and they walking through the gym full of confidence, and people treat them differently, and parents talk to them, and alumni talk to them. Salem has a big alumni base, and I can just see the difference because they used to walk with their head down, or they felt that they couldn't compete, and they felt that they just, it was a lack of confidence.
Yep.
But once they got that confidence and started winning, but they, you know what, they're not cocky. They are a fun team, and it's not, they don't have the big head, and you know that makes it fun. So they believe in themselves, but they're not cocky, and they're not looking down on other teams. I mean, they feel that they can't look down on anybody because
Right.
they've already been down, so they don't they can't do that. So we don't overlook anyone, and I keep telling them we're not in the position to overlook anyone.
Right.
So
And
yeah,
you you mentioned earlier about how well they get along, and you said they really love each other. But they are
yes.
girls and they are in high school. So how important is it to sort of keep that team chemistry strong throughout the whole season?
You know what? We talk a lot with them, the coaches. We have different responsibilities. Some kids we talk with, better. So my assistant Derek Jordan has certain kids that click with him, and some that click with me. So we try to talk to them about other things other than basketball. If we feel something is coming up, we try to nip it in the bud right away. We don't want to hide from problems. Our captains are great. They all let us know what's going on, and uh, they communicate. We got a thing that we call a hot seat, where every at least once a month, every 2 weeks or so, where we pull a kid over and we just talk to them about basketball. About grades and personal things, how they going on, what college they want to attend, just to kind of see what's going on. And if there's something going on, something it'll usually sneak in during that conversation. But I think they appreciate that, and they have fun. They imitate me. They like laugh about me. They like coaches. One day I came in and they were sitting in the chair acting like me, and I'm like, it was funny.
Come
I
on
couldn't say
now.
nothing. I couldn't say anything. It was good stuff. And I mean, it's just, I had a kid that tore ACL, and she just came back on senior night. She tore it in May, and she came to every practice as a manager and couldn't play, and she helped the girls and she cheered them on. And she got to play on senior night, and she's playing. She's back playing right now. She's not at full health, but that type of chemistry is what makes our team great. Because she could have just said, "I'm not coming to practice. I'm not playing,
Absolutely. Yep.
and I'm not a stat person. I'm not going to help you keep stats. I'm not going to do this." And she brought the clock out. She worked hard, and it's just that attitude among all the girls. I think that is nobody. It's not the seniors don't put up the equipment at the end of practice. They all do.
Yep.
It's not no freshmen do this, go do that. Everyone works together, and that makes it a joy to coach for me because it's a fun. I like going to practice. I like playing games with them, so I don't regret it.
Good. I ask this question every week, and I've gotten some pretty crazy, not really crazy, but some out there answers. Team bonding. What is your
hmm
go-to team bonding? Team dinners? What do you guys do?
What is my go-to team bonding? That's a good question.
Right?
Uh,
That's every week I ask it, and the answers,
yeah.
I'm always like, that's a good one.
Well, I kind of like spreading out, doing different things so the kids can get different experiences.
Okay.
And and I would tell you personally, one of my problems is I'm so competitive. So,
Y-
uh, but we went to Zap Zone last week,
okay.
and we went through a couple of rounds of Zap Zone, and we had a ball in Zap Zone, and the girls were all looking at the score, who won. We were in different teams, and and I'm talking smack, and they're talking smack. So we like Zap Zone. We go kart. We went go kart racing, and
Ooh.
yeah, go kart racing was fun. And another thing, very competitive. And
Yep.
we having fun, but the girls are super competitive with that. We did a team bonding at the beginning of the year where we were just locked in the gym for about 5 or 6 hours, and we
Oh,
played different
okay.
games. We played board games. We did nothing with a basketball, and we had food and everything. And I think the girls enjoyed that, and they got to know each other. And
Yep.
I think once you get to know each other and understand a little bit where somebody comes from, it makes you a little bit easier to give them the ball and to understand and to share and all those different things. And uh, we want them to be, we tell them you don't have to hang out every minute after practice or whatever, but just enjoy each other, help each other out, and they really do. They really
Right.
do.
And you
So I love the
mentioned,
team bondings, though. I love the team bondings.
I know,
Those are
team
fun.
bonding is the best. I love talking about it and just hearing what all the teams do because I'm like I said, it can get a little people do some cool things. So I really like the go-karting idea. That's a good one. We got one last question for you, coach. What are your hopes for the rest of the season?
The hopes for the rest of the season, quite naturally, at the end of the day, I would like to win it all. That's my one of my hopes. But I just want us to compete hard, and if a team beats us, I just want us to be able to say that we played the best that we can play.
Yep.
So I guess my hopes is for us to play Salem basketball for the rest of the year, and we'll let the chips fall where they fall. But I just want my girls to play to their capabilities, and if we do that, I think we have a chance to do anything. But we really, honestly, we just look ahead. We got some goals that we want to hit, and we just try to hit those goals, and then go to the next goal and go to the next goal. But so I just want us to play the best that we can play, and if we do that, like I said, we should be successful.
Alrighty, coach. Well, that wraps up this edition of Chalk Talk. For more information on the Basketball Coaches Association of Michigan and to nominate a coach for Coach of the Week, simply visit bcam.org. Coach, thanks so much for chatting with us today, and good luck the rest of the season.